Most folks think Portland, Maine is just a sleepy fishing town, or a tiny version of Portland, Oregon. But this small coastal city punches way above its weight. We've got nearly 70,000 residents, over 400 restaurants, and a creative economy that's pumped $86 million into the city in just 1 year alone. Tech companies are filling old brick warehouses, artists are turning bus stops into public art, and the locals, they love it year-round. So if you're thinking of moving or just dreaming of living in this coastal city, these 6 myths might be quietly steering you in the wrong direction. Let's clear them up. Portland, Maine is just a smaller Portland, Oregon. One city is fueled by lobster boats, the other by food trucks. Same name, but the similarities stop there. And for travelers and home buyers, this mix-up causes real trouble. Portland, Maine is our state's largest city, with about 69,000 people in 2025 census. We're in Cumberland County with a nonpartisan mayor and a 9-member city council. Even though we're in Maine's largest city, it still feels like a friendly small town. But that's where the mix-up causes real problems. People book flights to the wrong place. I've seen it before. They look up the stats for the wrong city. Some arrive expecting the West Coast with its coffee shops and food trucks. Instead, they find a city of lobster boats, brick streets, and salty air. Portland, Oregon is known for its quirky, progressive vibe. In contrast, Portland, Maine embraces its New England roots. It feels calm, historic, and closely tied to nature and community. Both cities value creativity, but Portland, Maine puts it into work in a way that's transformed our economy. You'll see it clearly when we talk about East Bayside later, where old industrial buildings are now home to some of the most innovative businesses. You'll feel that difference when you walk through the Old Port. Those brick buildings aren't just for show. They're still being used, filled with shops, restaurants, and local businesses. It's a living history kind of place. Portland, Oregon can't really match that. Plus, Portland, Maine is the real hub for northern New England. The greater Portland area has around 550,000 people, and our small city plays a huge role in the region's economy, culture, and lifestyle. So sure, we share a name, but if you're here for info on Portland, you're in the right place. So hit the subscribe button to get the real scoop on Portland, Maine. That 90% of visitors probably miss. My subscribers get exclusive property alerts, listings, and neighborhood insights that could save you thousands when buying here. Plus, you'll be the first to know about price drops in Portland's most desirable areas before they hit the public market. And speaking of things that might surprise you, what's really powering Portland's economy in 2025 has nothing to do with fishing or tourism. In fact, it's coming from places most people overlook, like art studios, restaurants, and even reimagined bus stops. That brings us to our next myth. Lobsters and lighthouses define everything. Sure, we've got lobster rolls and lighthouses, but if you think that's all Portland, Maine is, you are missing the real story. Let me show you what actually is fueling our economy in 2025. Behind the scenes, Portland's creative economy is booming. Take the Arts District, for example, home of the Portland Art Museum and Maine College of Art, Mecca. This area isn't just pretty, it creates real jobs and real money for Portland. Back in 2022, Portland's arts and culture scene brought in almost $86 million, supported almost 2,000 jobs, and added over $20 million in tax revenue. Then there's food, for sure. We've got amazing lobster rolls, but Portland's restaurant game goes way deeper all year long. During Maine Restaurant Week, each year, about 50 places offer special menus, but even outside of that, the city has more restaurants per person than almost anywhere in the country. And unlike the winter ghost town myth we'll debunk in a few minutes, these restaurants stay busy year-round, not just during tourist season. And it's not just restaurants that do well here. Those brick streets in the Old Port, they're packed with tech startups, design studios, and architecture firms. People choose Portland for all of its perks. It offers a great quality of life, skilled workers, and lower cost for running a business than other states. Plus, it's way more affordable than Boston or New York. And with more people working from home these days, even more professionals are heading our way. What's really cool is that we're not tearing down the old to build the new. Instead, we're reusing it in smart ways. Look at East Bayside. What used to be old warehouses and factories now are full of microbreweries, art studios, and tech companies. That mix of old charm and new business, it's what makes Portland, Maine special. Creative Portland, our city's official arts nonprofit, runs events like the First Friday Art Walk. They let you visit studios and galleries for free. They also have the Creative Bus Shelter program, which turns boring bus stops into public art. These aren't just fun extras, they attract artists, create jobs, and bring people together. The creative approach to public space is also showing up in our climate adaptation efforts, which I'll explain when we talk about sea level rise later. We also have tempo art, which funds temporary public art all over the city. It's part of Portland's plan to grow the economy through creativity and connection. This is why Portland has stayed strong, even when the economy gets rocky. Yes, the waterfront and fishing still matter, but now they share the stage with healthcare, schools, tech, and the arts, all offering jobs that last year-round. But there's something else visitors always get wrong about Portland. They think our streets are empty for about half the year. In reality, winter might be when Portland shows its true character. Let me show you why. Portland's dead in the winter. Think Portland shuts down when the snow starts falling? Not even close. Winter here doesn't mean sleepy streets. It means sledding, festivals, heated patios. It's a great time. The Old Port stays busy in January. Over 85% of restaurants and shops stay open year-round. Winter Restaurant Week brings in thousands of diners during what used to be the slowest month. That's because locals actually go out more in the winter, not less. Every February, Carnival Maine brings thousands of people downtown for a winter festival. The Ice Bar at the Portland Harbor Hotel sells out weeks in advance. These aren't just tourist events, they're for locals who know winter is part of living here. These community connections become even more important when facing challenges, like housing costs we'll discuss next. People here support each other through all seasons. But what about the cold and the snow? It's real, for sure. We've talked about it in the past. We get about 70 inches of snow each year. January averages around 23 degrees, but that doesn't stop daily life. The city has over 40 plows that clear the roads within an hour of a storm. Plus, our buildings are made for winter. Homes have serious insulation and heating systems. Even outside, spaces adapt. Restaurants have heated patios and winter igloos. These aren't just makeshift, they are designed for comfort in the cold weather. Winter activities are a big deal here too. The Eastern Promenade becomes a sledding haven. Deering Oaks Park has an ice skating rink that draws crowds of skaters through the winter season, and just 20 minutes away, you'll find cross-country skiing at Pineland Farms. But the best part of winter in Portland? The community. Winter's farmers markets move inside but still draw crowds. Coffee shops become social hubs. The Portland Public Library buzzes with activity as residents seek indoor activities during the colder months. And when it snows, neighbors help shovel each other's walkways. I'm not saying winter's always easy, but it's nothing like the dead zone people imagine. It's just the different side of Portland. It's cozier, more intimate, and surprisingly active. Portland does well in the winter, but a big misconception is holding back smart investors. And it has everything to do with what's happening to coastal property values right now. It's too expensive to live on the coast. This one trips up a lot of people. For years, Portland was a true hidden gem with beautiful coastlines, rich history, and lively neighborhoods. And even now, it's still much more affordable than Boston or New York. But prices are rising fast. The secret's out, and it's changing how, when, and where people are going to buy. In early 2025, the typical price for a single-family home has reached $566,000, about 10% higher than last year. Homes are spending a little bit more time on the market, around 25 days now on average, compared to just 6 last year in 2024, but demand is still really strong. The slight cool down is actually creating more room for buyers to explore and make thoughtful decisions. Neighborhoods like East Bayside show just how much Portland has grown. What used to be rows of brick warehouses are now home to creative lofts, breweries, and studios. The area is evolving, but not just in style, in value. But here's a twist. Some of the neighborhoods seeing the highest gains may also face the biggest risks, and you'll see exactly why in just a minute. Each part of the city tells a different story. The East End, with its coastal views and quick access to downtown, is one of Portland's priciest neighborhoods at around $940,000. The West End, known for its Victorian homes, are quiet, tree-lined streets, averaging closer to $622,000. But if you want something more affordable, Parkside is a great choice. It's still priced around $363,000. It's very walkable, has lots of character, and it's growing quickly. And keep in mind, a lot of these properties are condos. Why are prices climbing? Part of it comes from Portland's long-term appeal. It's safe, it's scenic, and community-driven. But it also reflects zoning rules and lot sizes that, until recently, made it harder to build. It's challenging, and in 2024, the city did something about it and introduced Recode. It creates new housing opportunities, such as backyard accessory dwelling units. It also cuts parking requirements and adds flexibility to the market, all while trying to keep the unique character of Portland. This is definitely helping, but it's still not easy for developers. What we're seeing now isn't a housing bubble, it's a healthy reset after an intense couple of years. And for buyers coming from bigger cities, Portland still offers a great value and a balance of lifestyle and that great value we want. Many remote workers and retirees are bringing income from outside of the state and using it to build something long-term here. But many buyers miss this. Portland's future isn't about price tags, it's more affordable than most coastal cities. But a larger force is quietly shaping which neighborhoods will grow and which might face real challenges. And sometimes the most expensive areas today aren't the smartest places to invest for tomorrow. And we're going to show you why. Portland is ignoring the risks of climate change. Some folks think that climate change is a distant worry or small coastal cities like Portland aren't doing much about it, but the truth is we're already seeing the signs. And more importantly, we're acting on them. The Gulf of Maine is warming faster than 99% of the world's oceans. That means rising sea levels, more extreme weather, and changes that we can't afford to ignore. By 2030, sea levels could rise 8 to 10 inches, and in 2024, new flood maps showed that places like the Old Port could see daily tidal flooding by 2050 if nothing's done. But there's good news, something is being done about it, and fast. Portland is investing in smart, forward-thinking solutions. We're strengthening our coastline with granite breakwaters and living shorelines. We're also adding underground stormwater systems that can hold up to 40% more water than before. These aren't just feel-good projects. They are changing how the city operates behind the scenes. This helps protect property values. In fact, some of the smartest updates to Portland's infrastructure are happening where you least expect it. And I'll show you exactly where, right after this. The city's building code and infrastructure investments are already adapting to the new reality, and the response goes above engineering. The 2025 Climate Action Plan has programs for the youth. It includes hands-on dune restoration projects and training for green jobs. It's climate action and community building at the same time. Yes, coastal flooding is our biggest challenge. Neighborhoods like East Deering and Baxter Boulevard face more risk than others. The city isn't alone though. Residents are also helping by joining these community science projects. These projects map flood zones and influence local decisions. Rain patterns are shifting. We're starting to see more heavy storms, heat waves are increasing too, and by 2025, Portland could experience up to 25 days over 87 degrees. That's a big change from just 7 in the 1990s, but it's exactly why the city is focused on upgrading housing and public systems to meet the future head on. While we're talking about the future, Portland is planning ahead, and you can too. If you want to know which areas are best for long-term living, book a call with us down below or send us an email. Whether you're just getting started for your search or you're ready to buy, I'm here to help you every step of the way. So no, Portland isn't ignoring climate change, it's preparing for it creatively and proactively. But Portland isn't just preparing for climate challenges, it's also rethinking how the whole city works, how people move, connect, and live every single day. That brings us to our final myth. Portland has no urban infrastructure. Portland might be small, but its design could teach big cities a thing or two. What's powering our movement isn't the highways, it's something way smarter, and it's helping reshape who moves here and why. Many commuters in Portland drive alone to work, showing New England's car culture. But the Metro bus system connects Portland to the greater region, serving thousands of riders every single week. This gives many people a real option besides driving, especially those working downtown. Downtown Portland is very walkable. The city's small size, less than 4 miles across, makes walking pretty easy. Most people living downtown can walk to stores, pharmacies, restaurants, and entertainment. The walkability is one of the main reasons Portland attracts such a diverse mix of residents, from tech workers to artists to traditional Maine families. The Eastern Prom Trail gives people a car-free way to reach Back Cove Park, which covers 68 acres. It connects neighborhoods to the waterfront. Many people use this trail to bike or walk to work. These paths stretch across the city, linked to parks, schools, shopping areas, and cyclists have access to the expanding network of lanes and paths throughout the city. One of the most useful is the Bayside Trail, which connects homes and businesses without crossing car traffic. Portland continues to improve its bike infrastructure because it sees biking as both travel and exercise. Ferries run between Portland and the Casco Bay Islands. People who live out on the islands use them to get to work. Visitors use them for trips. These ferries run all year round, even in cold weather. This transportation network helps Portland work as a major hub for the region. The Port of Portland moves more than 400,000 metric tons of cargo every single year. This makes it one of New England's key shipping hubs. It handles big ships with cargo and cruise ships. The Portland International Jetport offers direct flights to major US cities. This helps both businesses and tourism. Because the city is compact, planners call Portland a 15-minute city. That means that most daily needs are close enough to walk or bike. This reduces car use and brings life to the streets, helping small businesses, restaurants, and galleries. Public transit continues to improve with the Metro bus system connecting city neighborhoods and nearby towns. It's smaller than those in big cities, but still helps people who don't drive. Downtown parking is managed with smart meters and time limits. This keeps spots open for shoppers and helps local streets. The city also built parking garages in key spots to make room for both residents and tourists. Portland has great walking paths, bike lanes, public transit. It also provides better regional access. Because of this, it offers more options than many small cities. And that's why people are moving here. They want city features without traffic and parking stress. So after busting all these myths, what's the real picture of Portland, Maine today? Portland, Maine isn't just about lobster boats and lighthouses. It's a lively city where old brick buildings have tech companies and local art. We've talked about 6 big myths and proved them wrong. Portland isn't just a smaller version of Oregon. It has a strong economy, fun things to do all year, home prices are still very fair, smart plans for climate change, and better travel options than most people expect. The truth is, Portland has a lot more to offer than most people realize. And right now, this unique city is changing faster than ever. These opportunities won't last as prices continue to climb, so if you're considering a move to Greater Portland, I'd love to be your local agent of choice and resource before it's too late. Feel free to send us an email below or book a free discovery call in the link in the description. I respond personally to every single message, and I can guide you to the hidden deals while they're still available.